I do feel like it was kind of like it was just cheap. Like, it was just like, oh, well, here. Like, I knew Shepard was going to die because Casey Hudson had announced that Mass Effect will continue, but Shepard, is done.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I saw on Twitter somebody had said that hold on to their Mass Effect 3 copies for, ever.
I saw that.
Yeah.
So, but
And that's... Sorry.
I wish there was some closure, because they said that they were going to say what the Keepers were all about, those little guys that crawled around the Citadel. But nobody even mentioned the Keepers. I even tried shooting one.
That didn't work out for you.
No, it didn't do anything. I was like, really? You see there, when you go back to the Citadel and it's just filled with bodies, you see, 2 Keepers just, typing away. They didn't fucking do anything. And I really wanted to know what they were about, because they changed colors. They were orange. They weren't
What's all
green.
these bodies doing here? I don't know. Type it on.
Oh, Joker, what are you doing? Just flailing my arms around, trying to save the Normandy.
Willy-nilly.
Well, yeah, I mean, I do feel that was definitely rushed. I don't know if it was because of the time constraint, or this is just, they have such a big idea for their next Mass Effect game. I hope it's not an MMO like they're thinking.
I wonder if it's going to be an MMO, but still, that would be weird.
Yeah, I mean, they've obviously got a couple of MMOs under their belt now. Now that they've acquired Mythic, they've got Warhammer experience, and then obviously SWTOR. So, I mean, that definitely could be something on the plate, but I would expect a new console game before we see a new MMO.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But, yeah, I mean, I think, like you were saying, the journey to the ending was definitely incredible. Those are an amazing 96 hours, and even 99 hours of 100. I mean, so intense walking up to the Citadel beam, just
hell yeah,
barely holding your pistol as things are running. Geth are coming, or not Geth, but the Husks are coming at you, and you're barely raising your pistol to shoot them. So good. So good.
It could have ended right
there.
I
was like, this better not be the ending.
Yeah, but, it almost makes that, the last, 10 minutes that much worse. Because I was thinking earlier today, I was like, if I had to give this game on a 1 to 10, it would probably be about an 8.5. With 0.5 being shaved off because you had to play multiplayer for max galactic readiness. But it would be a disappointing 8.5. Like, if this would have been some other game, not part of a series, from some other studio that wasn't a AAA, I'd be like, oh my god, this is an 8.5 game, it's amazing, everybody go play it. But because it's on the backdrop of this amazing series from an amazing development studio, I'm like, it's just an 8.5. Like that.
I agree in some ways, yeah. No, I mean, this is how I felt. I finished Mass Effect 3, and I'm like, okay, the adventure was great, but what the fuck was that? And when I finished Mass Effect 2, I was like, oh, I'm ready to kill every single Reaper. That was the big difference between, I felt like, the ending of 2 and the ending of 3, where they both had those set-in-stone endings, but 2's just got you hyped up, whereas 3 is like, what the fuck are they gonna do?
Yeah, and
they can't just end it.
I think it was okay, though, especially for 1 and 2 to have those set endings, because we always had the mindset that we had more game to go. That we understood that these were connectors to something more.
Exactly.
But, now here we are at the end, and and I really hope they don't take the Final Fantasy 13-2 route and force DLC for a more complete ending.
Oh, God.
Because, with their DLC troubles they're having already, I really hope that that's not the case. If you want, to see what did happen to the galaxy after, you have to buy the DLC, because that will create a shitstorm.
Yeah, and I also would think that that's a cheap way out for BioWare. If this is the ending that they want, I can't, as someone who likes to write their own stuff, I would feel that they're being kind of going back on their stuff. I mean, this is what they wanted. Whether people like it or not, this is their ending. And if they make it like, oh, that didn't happen, let's forget that. That's just cheap for themselves. That makes them look like, oh, they don't believe in their own writing. I mean, what the fuck? And if they do that, but I don't think they will. I think they'll let this storm kind of blow over, and everybody will finally get over it. Then they'll announce Mass Effect Universe or something, and then he plays a brand new character, and blah, blah, blah. And I think that's what they're going to do, but the problem is that they didn't give any indication, or they haven't shown anything for a next Mass Effect game. So this right now is fresh in our mind as the final Mass Effect game, and it's not the ending that people are hoping for, and I definitely could have seen something better.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's safe to say there's not a Mass Effect 4 coming. It'll be something different. And they've said, we'd like to keep working on the Mass Effect universe, but it's definitely not on our front burner right now. Yeah, I mean, just everything lit up. But it'll be interesting to see how they do integrate later DLC. Because now that we know the ending is fairly set in stone, with, if they don't alter it via DLC, then, for me, I feel little need to go back and play a character's, what would presumably be a new character's side mission, and, for maybe the couple lines of dialogue here and there throughout the rest of the game, just to get the same ending, to get the same outcome. Paying $5-10 for just that one side mission and what will probably be, multiplayer maps and such. I think that's not going to work out so well for them.
No, I definitely agree, and definitely the DLC, like the whole Ashes.
DLC will work.
What happened?
I don't think any DLC will work.
I don't think any past the ending DLC will work. It doesn't make sense, because if they do that, then I feel like then they're just gonna make like 4 or 5 fucking shitty DLCs about nothing. What I think they should do is put a DLC before the ending, and like you said, like a different character, kind of get a different perspective, or maybe what happened after the choice you made, like what the fuck happened to Earth. Like, all you see is the Reapers die, but you don't see anything other than that. You don't see what happened to the entire fleet in space that were just fighting the Reapers. Like, nothing. Like, there's a billion ships out there. All you see was fucking Normandy run away. So what happened to all those billions of ships?
Exactly. And now they're stuck there because Mass Effect is destroyed.
The Master Relay, yeah.
So that's an interesting. I would love to see. That's why I don't mind if they plan on making another game set, like, I don't know, 1,000 years later, and they kind of take your choice and make the world that much different. That would, to me, would be okay. The ending, they had to do a little rush just to kind of make the next series that much better. But if they decide to fucking completely ignore the choice you just made, I won't understand. I really wouldn't understand what BioWare is thinking, or if they make a past game, because I think that would just be a waste of time. I'm kind of interested in what they're gonna do, but I'm not. Like I said, I don't really hate the endings. I just think they could have just been better if they focused on giving not more options, but it's just a better. I mean, that whole Megan, what were you saying about it was like what movie? You said the ending was like not movie, like Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, it was just like one of those. What the fuck?
Out of left field.
It felt so, like, real, and then that last, you're going up this fucking magical elevator, and I'm just like, come on.
The heavens call upon you. You rise up.
I was expecting, like, Shepard to say something like Ezio would say, but it's just so, what the fuck? And I feel like the developers they just did that to set up for the next game. Probably because EA told them, listen, your series sells 3.5 million in a week. We're going to have another game, and you're going to have to make it now, so set up the ending this way. I was confused. I heard that there were new writers on the team, so maybe that's a result of what happened. Maybe this is the result, is that when they got new writers, they kind of changed everything of how they were going to end it.
I didn't even like the elusive man's part at the end.
I kind of like. I felt. I like the end result of it, that he kills himself. Anderson's like, "I'm proud of you." I was like,
I killed the elusive man. I was not letting him kill himself. I wanted that glory.
Well, there you go.
There you have.
So either way, I thought it was pretty satisfying. Up until then the elevator came and it just ruined it.
And then the elevator, I was really expecting him to just go up to the top level and Jesus be like, "Hey man, so this is happening."
You're my right hand man.
Oh man, but
So this little doofus kid comes out with like still like the little baby fat cheeks.
I don't know why they picked the kid. Like, they couldn't have thought of something better, maybe a protein or something, but a fucking little kid.
Yeah.
It was just so cheesy.
And that reminds me of why is the Citadel part of the weapon to kill the Reapers? If the Citadel is the Reapers.
Yeah, I was a little confused. I was also a little confused as why they didn't attack the Citadel at the very first thing they did, just to make sure nobody else would get it. Why did they wait till the very last moment
Yeah.
to do that? And the elusive man was the freaking Reapers the whole time. So, wasn't really making sense to me.
Yeah, I guess it would ultimately matter, or if the Reapers didn't destroy the Citadel because it was the Reaper God.
Yeah.
But again, that leads back why attack it in Mass Effect 1.
Yeah, it was very weird. Or, you know, I mean, I guess because the kid was like a prophecy kid, and he saw that Shepard was going to be able to stop them and everything, so this was a setup. And they eventually, I guess, wanted to make Shepard pick a choice between humanity and all that stuff. And I think at the end, I chose the one to combine by not combine, to
synthesize.
Yeah, by accident. I actually wanted to fucking destroy them, but I thought the good choice.
So you went with green.
I went with blue.
Okay, so you controlled.
I controlled them.
Yeah, I went with that as well.
And I kind of liked it only because the way Shepard died, whatever fused with them. But I just didn't understand why that was the blue choice. I guess the good choice would have been to destroy them, or that was our point of the entire series anyway. But I guess there's no real good choice in the end.
Yeah, I mean, I totally thought that too, especially on the cutscenes, because it showed Anderson at the red choice and Elusive Man at the blue.
Which, yeah.
And I was like, but wait, blue is good and red is evil. I don't know.
Exactly.
So
that's what
I was like, well, I'm not going to make everybody go back to the Stone Age. I'll just control them and tell them to go the fuck away, and that'll be that.
Basically, yeah. I mean, that was definitely... I guess they just did that because they showed the little clip before that, red and blue. But I guess because the Elusive Man had a good idea, but I guess he wasn't the one that was going to be able to control them. And I did like the Shepard said that if he destroyed the little Jesus boy was saying, if you destroy the Reapers, no matter what, humanity will destroy itself. And I like how Shepard said, maybe let them decide that. Again, very Deus Ex.
Yeah.
That's why at the end of Deus Ex I chose to let humanity know. But I guess they had to set it up. I have a feeling this is a setup game at the end. Like 96% is Shepard's story, and then they're like, okay, let's set up the next one. At least that's what I got from the end.
Well, I would have really liked to have seen some sort of preface to why humans and synthetics have to kill each other. We have no
they created always turn against their creators. That's what little Jesus boy said.
But there was no evidence anywhere in the game. Like,
that's the Reapers have the Geth and the and the Quarians.
But I got them to get along.
But they will turn.
But there was nothing historically. There was nothing in the game.
The Quarian said, or the guest said that when the Quarians decided to attack them, that's when they turned. And then the Geth, at the end of their war, I don't remember what the war was called, let the Quarians get away, and then the Quarians became a migrant fleet. And then when the Geth and the Quarian were going to get my game, I didn't get them, like, the Geth freaking retard Legion, because Legion died, I think, in my 360 game. So I had a retard Legion. He
dies all the time.
Yeah, I had retard Legion, like, try and kill me when I told him he couldn't upload some data. But he said...
He dies no matter what.
Oh, well, he said that if the Quarians threatened them again, that they would attack the Quarians.
I think the thing was, at the end, is they're like, no matter what, eventually machines will... and humans will fight because, like you said, they create. But I think that's why...
fantasy.
Well, that's why I liked Shepard's part, where he says maybe, let humanity decide. There's no set in stone. And that's why I think that was probably the ending I was supposed to choose, or the good ending, or whatever. But I don't know. I feel mixed with that. Like, it doesn't make sense that we only got 3 choices. I would have preferred a few more choices. All bad. Don't get me wrong. Shepard had to die. That's why I hate that secret ending where he's alive. That's fucking retarded. The thing blows up in his face. He's dead.
Yeah, I think he has to die.
No way.
Bitch is dead.
Yeah. Shepard is gone. And he's a great character, and that's why I like that little flashback at the very end. Because you get that, oh, this is what I've been through stuff. But there should have been a different it didn't have to change or anything. There should have just been more choices to make instead of just 3 really machine versus human. Because that wasn't even a big theme in the last 2 games, or even in the first game, really.
Yeah, again, I just didn't see any history there. I don't think the war between 2 essentially species is exclusive to synthetics and organics.
Exactly,
You know?
and I feel like they kind of took this is what I actually like Dragon Age 2 for, is the whole, church versus, the mages versus whatever.
Templars.
I actually like that story, and I felt that was like a major focus in 2, and minor in 1, but especially in 2. If Mass Effect 3 wanted to end that way, that should have been a major focus in at least part of 2, and
well,
more
technically, you can't argue that it is a focus in 2 because that's what the elusive man is. I think he synthesized himself.
Yeah, well, I think he was the first to, well, not the first, but one of like that mutant type. That's what he wanted to do, I think, eventually.
Definitely did it the best, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fucking elusive man. Sucker.
I wonder if you can ever make him decide to join, well, not kill himself, just kind of be there, but I don't think so. No matter what, I'm sure he dies.
Yeah, I had read earlier today that in this guy's game, like he was about to shoot Anderson. The renegade option to stop him popped up. He said no, and then elusive man pointed the gun at Shepard, and the renegade option popped up. He said no, so elusive man just shoots Shepard, and you die right there. Game over.
What?
Oh my god.
Yeah. So then he had to go back, replay, and then he was forced to pick a renegade option.
So you're forcing him.
Yeah, you're forced. You have to stop him, and then either shoot him or have him shoot himself. So, yeah, there's no saving elusive man.
Good.
Oh well, he had to die anyway.
And Udina.
Yeah, Dina's.
Oh well, yeah. He had to go since the first game.
I was okay with that.
And
for the record, I also blasted Kylon in the face, or Kylang.
Oh, yeah. Oh, of course.
Oh, the best scene ever.
No.
Was that scene? Yes.
No.
That scene was amazing. So, there you go. There's 3 opinions on the ending, and I think that we're all kind of on the same boat, but obviously Matt definitely didn't like it nearly as much as I did. I accept it. I definitely don't think it's a good ending. I just think it's okay.
It's terrible.
And Megan thinks it's terrible, so there you go.
I'd rather watch grass grow.
I don't know about that, but it definitely could have been better.
If grass growing was preceded by lots of killing things and explosions.
If I could make my decision on where the grass grew, which ones it romanced, and if it had a little baby Jesus.
Little baby Jesus.
Well, the thing I didn't understand, too, is weren't the Reaper's mission, basically saving humanity, is basically kill almost everything so that they don't kill themselves with machines, but aren't they killing the humans?
Their mission is to kill all advanced species and leave all primitive species to grow up and evolve.
So it's like a circle of life.
Right.
But again, then when they get it, but then they get advanced enough to challenge the Reapers, and the Reapers do it again?
Yes.
They're doing exactly what the fuck they said that humanity would do, no?
Yeah, they plan on that. They just plan on being more powerful and that no one would ever be able to stop them. Well, it got to the point where it happened to be in the human cycle. The humans
Commander Shepard is fucking beast.
Beast and, Prothean powers.
Yeah, and the Crucible, had been something that had been developed over many, many, many cycles, and it was just closest to completion. It so happened at the human cycle.
Did anybody else freak out when they found another Prothean little thingamajig there at the
I had him on my side the whole time. I had the Prothean on my side, so that wasn't really a surprise.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, that's a whole other discussion. Yeah.
The DLC discussion. I have a lot to say on Street Fighters, but yeah. So that's the end. I would love to hear everybody else's opinion on the ending. Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did you want to kill BioWare? Do you want to make love to BioWare? Give us your opinion on the ending. We gave you all 3 different opinions, mostly similar actually, just less hatred as it goes up. But overall, that's the ending of Mass Effect, and hopefully you enjoyed the video.
On a side note,